Good day and welcome to this special episode of If Walls Could Talk. I'm John Wyatt, editor of Walls and Ceilings magazine. I am joined by some people whose names I am about to butcher, so let's give it a stab. This is Jason and Yamila Bertoniere.
Perfect.
Of Jason Bertoniere Plastering. What is the name of the company? Because is it Jason Bertoniere Painting?
Ink. It's Jason Bertoniere
Ink. Okay.
Yes.
My apologies, guys, but regardless, you do specialize in plastering and painting.
Right.
Yes.
And our history with the company goes back several years. You were featured in Generation Next article that we did 10 plus years ago.
Right.
In 2015, we did a cover story on you guys. It's excellent. As soon as I got to Build 26 in New Orleans here, I cabbed it over to one of your special projects,
Yes.
which
Right.
is the house that was featured in the film, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. You were doing excellent work there. It's a historic home in an awesome neighborhood. Boy, guys, that is just, I'm absolutely impressed. But why don't you tell us about that project? What were you contracted to do? It's a lot.
The really cool thing about the project is that the homeowner, she waited about a year and a half. She did a lot of research on a lot of local companies, and she kept an eye on us, all the social media, all the other projects that we did around the area, and she did such a thorough process to select the right contractor to bring such a beautiful older home back to its original beauty. And the other special thing about this project is that it's not only the house that was used during the Benjamin Button film, but also it's around the corner from Commander's Palace, which it makes it such a special few blocks of New Orleans with so much history. So we really needed to be careful once she brought us into developing the right steps to get the house beautiful again. So it was.
Yeah.
She called us first, and then you went to meet her.
Yep. Yeah, so originally when she had me come out to do the estimate, the whole question was, should I have a general contractor or should I just get a drywall plaster / painting contractor? And I told her, I said, look, without a doubt, we can come in here because it's mostly aesthetic. A lot of the existing plaster and paint was delaminating. That's very, very common in older homes that have been plastered. Because what it is the upgraded mechanical system, air conditioning, heat system. These houses built in the late 1800s were not designed for these sort of climatized, hermetically sealed environments. So what happens is that constant negative pressure is constantly pulling on the walls, so it causes a lot of cracks. And I've rest assured the homeowner said, look, we can definitely handle this. And like Yamila said, there was a lot of yard signs around the neighborhood, so she kept watching to see if those yard signs stayed up. And then I'm assuming that she probably talked to these people just to make sure that we fulfilled our end of the scope and we knew what we were doing. And when she called us, she really just trusted our assertive opinion from jump, like no, we can definitely handle this. And then essentially we started off doing room by room. Now we're pretty much doing the whole house.
I'm glad to hear that because when I visited the job site, I went up on the second floor. Wonderful. So I saw some before pictures and then I saw the work you guys have done. It's also a cool family business because Yamila's dad, Jorge, is also working on the project.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you, what the delamination that Jason was just referring to, I saw the before pictures, and I see some other spots in the house of exactly, I think, what you're getting at. But looking at the work you've done already, it looks like a level 5.
It was.
I mean, it's gorgeous work. Is that correct? So you didn't use any traditional interior plaster. You probably used board and a bunch of skim coats to make a level 4, level 5? Does that sound right?
Yeah, so without boring you to death on our process, but I'll try to summarize. Step 1, you want to go in there and scrape. Well, step 1, really, you cover the floor. You scrape anything that's peeling, blistering, or flaking. Once you've done that, you want to put a primer, a bonding primer. Once you have your bonding primer, we would use a lot of fiberglass mesh tape Some were 3 foot long, and basically we would apply the fiberglass and full skim coat using joint compound, a lot of pre-mix and some setting types. So once you've applied 3 or 4 coats, we do a little sanding between coat. We tape off all the edges, the reveals of the frames, and then we prime it again, and it's ready for top coat. So that's really been our process. There's definitely a lot more to it. You know, a lot of scaffolds, a lot of dry time. Like, for example, being in the South Louisiana, we get a lot of humidity.
Exactly.
And sometimes the joint compound doesn't want to dry, so we have to run a dehumidifier. I tell my guys all the time, there's 2 things that cure joint compound and coatings is heat and airflow. So we need heat and we need airflow, and we need to keep the humidity low.
But you can't leave the job site overnight with a bunch of windows cracked.
You can't, exactly. So those are a lot of the nuances that like we bring to the table on a lot of old, 19th century, early 20th century Garden District homes in New Orleans, is that we're able to understand all those nuances, which makes us more efficient. Also gets the homeowner's house back, put back together, put all the furniture back without waiting for extended dry times.
Right.
Now, you guys started the project, I believe, at some point 2-3 months ago, or was it last year?
Started around October.
October.
Yes.
And just judging by that job site, I don't even think you're halfway there. I mean, you've done a lot of work, but I mean, it's also possible you could land the exterior painting contract for the outside, right? So
right,
you're
yes.
looking at, a
Yeah.
good, at least a year of your life just going at this project. But if it's turns out what I saw on the interior on the
Yes.
second floor,
Yeah.
they're going to be very, very happy. I'm totally impressed. What else is going on? Do you have other things lined up? Is this just going to take most of your time for the foreseeable future? What do you think?
So we're in talks with a lot of homeowners right now. Again, this is a very slow, methodical process for them to because it's very invasive. When you have a lived-in house with a family, pets and children, the last thing that a lot of families want is dust and odors constantly. So a lot of times we'll strategically time it when they leave for the summer, or they'll leave out of town during the holidays. And again, sometimes we'll just do room by room, or we'll do 2 rooms at a time.
Right.
And try to seal them. And we call it room completion. So we'll go in, do the room, and then we close the door and it's done. So yes, we are in talks with a lot of homeowners in the Lower Garden District. We're also seeing an uptick of commercial development, redevelopment in the Warehouse District, downtown French Quarter, where they're going to be doing a lot of drywall work, and we've been quoting that. So yeah, I mean, things are really looking up in the drywall space in South Louisiana, New Orleans specifically.
It's a perfect city for that and for ornate work as well, but just from going here, which is basically downtown New Orleans, to the job site, everything looked fantastic. It's a beautiful city. It looks really awesome right now. Before we wrap things up, I'd be remiss to say Yamila is also on our March cover for the Women Who Build feature. She's one of the 17 women that we profiled that's a part of the construction industry. Now, of course, you're no stranger to our pages, but I
Right.
did want to thank you and Jason for helping us throw that together, for playing host to us on this visit to New
course.
Orleans. And boy, it's an honor to finally meet you both
I
after all this
know.
time.
So many years, so many phone calls.
Well, you've been a good friend.
Yes.
We thank you
Yeah.
for that continued relationship. And listen, that's really all the time we have for today. So
Thank
I want
you,
to
guys.
thank you both for stopping by the booth. I'm John Wyatt of Walls and Ceilings, and this is a special episode of If Walls Could Talk. See you later.